A very pleasant good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Inna the Yard in Kingston, Jamaica. First thing first, I want to say today I'm going to talk about the lockdown. And I want to put this as a disclaimer. In no way, shape, or form am I connected to the People's National Party, or in no way, shape, or form am I connected to the Jamaica Labour Party. I can tell you this, I am a Garveyite 100%, and I'm a Rastaman. I believe in the teachings of His Imperial Majesty, and I also believe in the great teaching of the Right Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Now, our country, Jamaica, is under siege. We have been experiencing a very high crime rate in Jamaica, and also the upsurge of the pandemic is upon us. Now, as you know, it is always the poor man at the end or at the foot of the ladder that will feel the brunt of it all. As you know, there are many protocols out there, like social distancing, the wearing of a mask if you're in public, and of course, our nighttime curfew. But for the last 3 weeks, we've been experiencing a lockdown from as early as 12 midday Saturday until Monday morning. And for the past weekend, we have experiencing lockdown, including a Monday, because that Monday was Easter Monday. Now, we respect the office of the Prime Minister. In no way, shape, or form would I ever disrespect the high office of the Prime Minister. But as a concerned Jamaican, the Prime Minister spoke the other day, and when he spoke as a person at the bottom of the ladder, I'm not hungry, I can tell you that. I'm not starving for food. I can find my food and my breakfast and my lunch and my dinner. So it doesn't really affect me what I'm going to say. But the massive of the people in this country are very poor. Some of them have no jobs. Some of them have to every single day go out there and try to find something to eat. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister went and he was interviewed by the Observer newspaper, and we want to big up the Jamaica Observer for this one. And he spoke as to why he had to lock the country down. People not wearing their masks and so on and so forth. But what really caught my ears was when the Prime Minister mentioned about the corner shop, big Jilla aisle, £2 of flour, £2 of rice. It speaks directly to the poor man. And it could be easily understood because he said so in his own words, and I'm going to play it for you, that one of the reasons for locking down the country was because people that goes to these corner shops are not social distancing, they're not wearing a mask, and they're not following protocol. Now, I live in a community where there are many corner shops from where I live. I've always worn my mask to the corner shop. And I've observed many people, I've seen people without masks, but I've observed many people wearing their masks. I'm going to play a song that I wrote because I believe so much in the teaching of the Honorable Marcus Garvey that it is about time that we as Jamaicans start to turn your hand make fashion and start to think, because if you do not think, then others will think for you. This song was written by me, sung by me, and performed by me, and it is speaking of the greatness of the Right Honorable Marcus Garvey. So before I play the tape of the Prime Minister speaking at the Observer newspaper interview, I want you to play this song. Okay?
Up, ye mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. Those are the words from the great Marcus Messiah Garvey.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done. You are the prophet sent from God. You are the Moses with the rod. You are the man from Sentence Bay, come to lead our children from going astray.
They say you left us on the 10th of June. We know that's simply not true. The knowledge you have taught us remains in our hearts, and your glorious work must be taught. Oh, I've never seen anyone quite like you, Mr. Garvey. I've never seen anyone quite like you.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done.
Youths have gone astray while our mind is at play. Wake up from the long-lasting sleep. We must accomplish what we will. And remember, it's teaching still. Mr. Garvey lives on now and forever in our hearts and in our minds and our soul. Let's respect the man. Let's love the man. Let's honor the man. And our future will be secure.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one.
Pull up, Caption Boss, a very special good morning to you. This song was written by Big Stone, and I did it because I want, others to know that you can turn your hand make fashion. You don't have to be born a singer. You don't have to be born anything. But if you can utilize the powers and the teaching of the Right Honorable Marcus Garvey, then trust me, then everything will be okay. See? So I just want you to know that this song was written by me and performed by me. And I do it because I want the people to know of my love for the Honorable Marcus Garvey. I do it because I want the people to know that I care about the Honorable Marcus Garvey. I do it because I want people to understand that if you believe in yourself, if you use the power of your mind, then there's nothing that you cannot do. So, Caption Boss, big up yourself, and big up to all of you who will be joining this live this morning. This is very, very, very important to me, and I want to share it with you. Here we go.
Up, ye mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. Those are the words from the great Marcus Messiah Garvey.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done. You are the prophet sent from God. You are the Moses with the rod. You are the man from Sentence Bay, come to lead our children from going astray.
They say you left us on the 10th of June. We know that's simply not true. The knowledge you have taught us remains in our hearts, and your glorious work must be taught. Oh, I've never seen anyone quite like you, Mr. Garvey. I've never seen anyone quite like you.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done.
Youths have gone astray while our mind is at play. Wake up from the long-lasting sleep. We must accomplish what we will. And remember, it's teaching still. Mr. Garvey lives on now and forever in our hearts and in our minds and our soul. Let's respect the man. Let's love the man. Let's honor the man. And our future will be secure.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done. You are the prophet sent from God. You are the Moses with the rod. You are the man from Sentence Bay. Come to lead our children from going astray.
They say you left us on the 10th of June. We know that's simply not true. The knowledge you have taught us remain in our hearts, and your glorious work must be taught. Oh, I've never seen anyone quite like you, Mr. Garvey. I've never seen anyone quite like you.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher.
Yes, indeed.
Marcus Garvey,
The Right Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey is my teacher. The Right Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey has taught me, and he has taught me well. I always speak of the Right Honorable Marcus Garvey as present, not in the past, because he lived in me, and I know he lives in millions of people right across the world. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the lockdown in Jamaica. My ears are on the ground and how the people are coping with this lockdown. Now, of course, you have a lot of people that agree with the lockdown, saying that, of course, the pandemic is on us and so on, and we need to curve and flatten the curve, and rightfully so. But I'm saying that there should be other measures that could be put in place by the office of the Prime Minister, of course, because he's our leader, he's the man in charge, and if we put these measures in place, then we probably can flatten the curve. But the measures that were put in place for the last 3 weekends came down very hard on the common man. And it touches the core of my heart to see when people call me on the phone and says, Big Stone, you know, I've not no food to eat, I have my children, and so on. And how can you help? I said, even if I can help you, I can't move. You know, we're under lockdown. So this really affects the common person. Now I'm going to play to you what the Prime Minister said during this Observer newspaper interview, and I'm going to play it in its entirety, the entire interview. So I want you to please sit back, relax, and of course, this is out of the mouth of our Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Right Honorable Andrew Holmes. Take a listen.
The persons in your constituency and in so many other constituencies across the island who can't buy food for 3 days of lockdown, they are saying this is you carrying the inequality even further, because Vernon buys food for the month, but you know the little corner shop in Olympic Way, and a Sunday morning it's full with everybody buy 2 pounds of chicken and 2 pounds of rice.
Buy for each day, yeah.
Each day, but your government has said to them, you can't do that.
So you know, which is my point I was making to you earlier. The journalism in the country has to go further than just what is common knowledge. Obviously, it's common knowledge that if you lock down, You can't, as I was giving the example of the farmer who has to come in from St. Mary, who sells in Coronation Market, that household that depends on that sale in Coronation on Saturday, that is gone. So they are not able to stock up like Vernon, who gets his pay on a monthly basis and goes to Price Mart and comes out with 3 or 4 trolleys.
Oh, I wish.
The point, obviously we know that. That's you're repeating what we already know.
Yeah.
What we don't know, how do we stop that from happening? And why do we have to do this? We have to lock down because the persons who are going to the corner shop on a Sunday or a Saturday or whichever day to buy the 2 pound of rice, the big jilla oil, the half of bread and so forth, and the half of chicken or chicken parts or chicken back, those persons are not wearing their masks. They are not social distancing. They may not get ill, but their grandmother or an older uncle will get ill.
Yeah.
And when they go to the hospital, there is no bed there for them or oxygen there for them. And then they go on social media and say, the government wicked, see what they are suffer.
That was the excerpt from the Observer newspaper, ladies and gentlemen. I played it in its entirety. And you heard the Prime Minister speaking about the corner shop. And the reason for his lockdown, because people at the corner shop are not utilizing the protocols. They're not practicing safe distancing. They're not wearing a mask and so on. I don't think that's true in its entirety. Of course, you're going to have people who don't wear their masks, whether it's be during the lockdown or during the big regular working days. But I personally think that it is the poorer class, because you notice they keep referring as a joke to Vernon. Vernon could buy enough food for last for X amount of days, weeks, or months. But what about the common person? What about the man who goes out every day and wipe his car glass or have to do menial work to take care of his family? Now, I want you out there. I want you to go into the comment section because I want to hear from you. If you see this as plausible, make your comment. I mean, I am an open, journalist. I am not affiliated to any political party. So I don't care one way or the other about one political party over the other. That's not my concern. My concern as a Garveyites is the plight of our people, and the people that are feeling the brunt of this pandemic are the very, very poor. Now, as you notice, there was no stimulus package because there was some delay. Government wanted to give out $2 million, but that wasn't to be because, the money and the budget and whatever the situation with that. I'm not politically motivated one way or the other to know the intricacies of politics, but I'm saying that, the only money I know that, some of us got was, and I say us, but not me, I didn't get a dime, was when we first started with this pandemic, $10,000 was issued out to some Jamaicans. And that is the only money that they have ever received. Now, Jamaica, we all have been under this tight crunch, but there are people in this country, people who can afford to lock down for 2 months and 3 months and a year because they have that credit card. They can just order that food and the food come right at their doorstep. They have that money to stock up their fridge. They can put all kinds of stuff in their fridge that will last for weeks and weeks and months. See, but they are the poor people, which is in the majority. These are the people that are suffering from this drastic measure of locking the country down like that. I'm saying if we utilize the newspaper, if we utilize the television set, if we enforce the social distance laws, the wear a mask laws, you said you was going to ticket and so on and so forth, that will work. But when you close the country down, especially on a Saturday, for half day, And remember, downtown Kingston is the hub for the 14 parishes of Jamaica. People from all over Jamaica come downtown Kingston to shop. Now, when you have this cluster, and I say it's a cluster because when you go down there and see how much people mingling, some people are wearing their masks, some people are not wearing their masks, then they disperse to these 14 parishes. Of course, you're going to have more spike in the virus. So, Honorable Prime Minister, I respect you, sir. I respect your office. I know it's not an easy job. I wouldn't want your job, sir. But I'm saying, have a heart. Think about the poorer class of people. Think about the people who are actually suffering, the people at the bottom of the ladder, the people who have no jobs, the people who have to depend every day to hustle. You have people that just hustle every single day to feed their family. Some do it by begging. Some do it by going to menial jobs and sweep up a person's yard. But if there's no movement, and these are the people that's going to be feeling it the most. And then, sir, when you lift the curfew, people come out in droves. I look at Monday morning yesterday, and there was so much traffic on the road. There was so much people trying to get some food in the house. People was bungling and clustering, and of course you're going to have spread of the virus. So think, Honorable Prime Minister, think seriously, long and hard, and talk to your advisors. Think about the people. Think about the poorer class of people who are feeling it, who don't have the money to stock up, who don't have the money to do anything, sir. Think about the outcome of these people, because I can tell you, as an investigative journalist, people are feeling the brunch hard. And I tell you this, sir, a lot of these crimes that are committed is a direct off-spin of the virus. Yes, it is a direct spin-off of the pandemic, because some people don't have it, so they have to hustle hard and they have to hustle quick, and they'll do just about anything. Not that I condone that. I don't condone any form of criminality in the first place. I believe that we now must think, like the teaching of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, think long and hard how you're going to take care of yourself and your family. Because remember, the Honorable Marcus Garvey says, you will not know yourself until your back is against the wall. Jamaica, your back is against the wall right now. Paul Bogle, the Right Honorable Paul Bogle, said we must put our shoulders to the wheel. Put your shoulders to the wheel, Jamaica. Brace up. Brace up. Let's come together. Let's start loving each other some more. Let's start respecting each other some more. Because when you look, you'll see that last year we've seen over 1,301 people murdered. We're close to 400 people or more being murdered since the beginning of this year. If you look in the newspaper, women are dying left, right, and center. Women are dying left, right, and center. And what are we doing about it concertedly? As Jamaicans together, we must put our shoulders to the wheel. We must show love to each other. We must respect each other, because that's the only way we're going to make it, if we do love each other. I premiere the song on Sunday, and a lot of people call me. They love the song, and they say the song can identify with the pandemic and what is happening. I'm going to play the song for you shortly, but I just want to big up some people. Ronald Rutherford, big up yourself, man. M. Dot, big up yourself. Loser said, big up yourself. And let me read what Caption Boss said. He said, at first, most people never used to take the mask thing seriously. But now I realize more people are wearing masks. And I agree with you, Caption Boss. I have seen a big change in which the people of Jamaica are respecting the protocol. People of Jamaica are honoring the protocol. And it's just a handful of people who still have the illegal dances, who still cluster, who still do the things that are against protocol. And guess what? We, the poorer class of people, shouldn't have to suffer because of those people. So, Honorable Prime Minister, you're doing a great job, sir. But please please see how best you can analyze your decisions first before you put them into law, because they're affecting people. People are dying and crying and moaning and groaning about how they're being treated. People, sir, are not happy in Jamaica. I can tell you that. I'm going to play this song because I want you to hear it, and a lot of people identify the song with the pandemic. So here we go.
Carry us over, Lord. This a big stone production. Carry us over, Lord. Me say a prayer for me leaders today. Give them strength and wisdom, my Lord. Help them make the right decision. Right about I know the world of trouble. Hold place shut and watch the prices, them a double, my Lord. Mitzi say she a go a back road stand up. You not go recognize her in her clothes and makeup. Youths them a ball, had no food in a the pot. Landlord him a forward in him not take no chat. Gabby she a work till she foot her swell up. Stretching out the money but it still not add up. Pressure building up, she said the pipe it a go bust. Lord won't you plead her cause? That's why I'm down on my knees. El Shaddai, won't you carry us, please? Take the burden off my people and shoulder. Daddy, won't you carry us over, Lord? Carry us over, Lord. Carry us over. Carry us over, Jah. Father, all I want, all I need, yes, we look to you. When the food I run out and the gas I run out and the rent it is well overdue. Well, right now my people them hungry. Situation out the road they kinda ugly. You not believe me, then go ask Miss Vicky. She tell you it not pretty at all. Wants cares and needs. For certain people opportunity that a scarce commodity. Oh, Father, hear my plea. Send another Bogle or another Sister Nanny, another Marcus Garvey, Sam Sharp or Ataki. Lord, send a Moses carry across the Red Sea. Oh, won't you hear my plea? That's why I'm down on my knees. Father, won't you carry us, please? Take the burden off my people and shoulder. Daddy, won't you carry us over, Lord? Carry us over, Jah. Carry us over. Carry us over, Jah, Jah. And make we stick to the task, stick to the creed. Stepping out your lane and me not drop me speed. People balling out, Lord, them have more feet. Lord, won't you hear my plea? That's why I'm down on my knees. El Shaddai, won't you carry us, please? Take the burden off my people and shoulder. Daddy, won't you carry us over, Lord? Carry us over, Jah. Carry us over. Carry us over, Jah. And it's for all I want and all I need. Yes, we look to you. Or when the gas I run out and the money run out and the rent it is well overdue. Lord, we look to you.
Lord, we look to you. We look to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to big up Leva Ibbott. She did the backing vocals on that. We also want to big up my friend Rudy McCrae. He's the artist who actually sung the song. And it is a song that the people have been requesting and requesting and requesting. Jamaica, we're on the siege. But let me read a little bit about what some of our fan base is saying. Delroy Jones is saying Jamaican people are too unruly. Let me correct that, Delroy. Some Jamaican people are too unruly. Not all. We cannot exclusively say Jamaican people are too unruly. So let me clear that up. He also went on to say, where I am, there are no excuse. You follow the laws or get locked up or there's a fine. Okay, point well taken. Caption Boss said, good song, send it to me and I'll give it some strength. Sure, Caption Boss, I'll send that to you. And I just want to say, please, Jamaica, let's work together. Now, yesterday there was an accident on Highway 2000. That accident claimed the lives of 4 people, maybe more, because they say there are multiple injuries. There's a lot of people in the hospitals and so on and so forth. And a lot of people are dying. Please, the roads are not meant for you to speed. If there's no vehicle on the road and you want to step up within the miles that are allowed, the speed limit, then you can do so, but practice safety. When you're coming down a hill, put your car in low gear. Some people keep stepping on the accelerator, and what do you expect? There's gravity pulling you down the hill by itself, and you stepping on that accelerator make the car travel even faster. So take care of yourself, man, and each other out there. Let's start to get back to the days of when it takes a village to raise a child. Let's get back to that love, Jamaica. Let's get back to we respecting each other. Now, my brother by the name of Saboro Coppin said, Jamaica get all the bad slaves. That's a myth. Not all the bad slaves came to Jamaica. There were some intelligent ones. Paul Bogle, Nanny of the Maroons, Sam Sharp. These are intelligent slaves. These people are great. As a matter of fact, let's go to Sam Sharp. Sam Sharp was the elite of the elite on his farm. Sam Sharp used to read the newspaper for his slave masters. For those of them that could not read, it was Sam Sharp who used to pick up the paper and read it to them. Sam Sharp was a prize slave. He was so much of a prize slave that even when he led the rebellion, they call it the Christmas Day Massacre, right? Where people died and so on. Slave owners died, right? They still did not want to hang him. No, they still wanted to pardon Sam Sharp because of his genius, his ability, his greatness. But you know what he said? When his slave master looked at him and said, Sam, we're going to pardon you, Sam. We're not going to kill you because you mean a lot to us. You know, we're not going to kill you, Sam, but you just have to not do any rebellion, no more uprising, no more rising up against your slave masters, you know, and we'll spare your life. And you know what Sam Sharp said? And that's why I respect Sam Sharp as one of my 4 national heroes. He said, and I quote, I'd rather die on yonder gallows than live the life of a slave. You know, he could not take the destruction and the wickedness that was handed down to his fellow comrades, you know, his fellow slaves. And he decided to, I don't want to live. If you want me to live in this conditions, then I'll rather die. You know, we have to big up, of course, Nanny of the Maroons. She came all the way from Ghana. She's an Akan. She's an Ashanti warrior. She's a spiritual woman, a spiritualist. She's a great warrior. And then we have to pick up again Paul Bogle, the Right Honorable Marcus Garvey. You know, these are the people that paved the way, you know, for us. So we have to beat them up in every aspect of the day. But Jamaica, I'm saying that recently, a member of parliament was caught on video, right, abusing a woman. There was a fight. No, it's allegedly that's him in the video. I don't know for sure. Right, let me put that disclaimer out there. But it is alleged that that was a member of parliament, you know, Mr. Wright. And it's all over the newspaper, you know, where the government are saying, Mr. Wright, Turn yourself into the police and let the police do their work. Now, I think a warrant should be issued for his arrest, not just telling him to turn himself in, but put a warrant out there and let the world know and let the country know that, hey, we will not tolerate any form of women abuse of all women. And big up the Honorable Babsy Grange. She came out and says, the abuse of women cannot be tolerated. You know, that cannot be tolerated. I don't care if you're a politician. I don't care if you're anybody. Our women must be respected. Our women must be put on a pedestal, like the Honorable Marcus Garvey said. You know, take that picture, other picture off the wall and put up your wife. You know, put up your daughter. Put up your husband on your wall. Respect your familyhood and love your family. You know, Delroy Jones also said, lots of these cars are not checked properly for fitness. That is true. You know, there's a lot of little hustling going back and forth. And it is always my policy, because I don't stop a man from eating his food in whichever way, shape, or form. But I think that a person who actually gets a driver's license, for a person who cannot read, I think the person who does that should be charged. I'm serious, because if you give a person, I know some people can drive very well, and I know a lot of people are going to say, well, boy, Big Son is not a license that drives a car. I understand that. There are exceptions to every rule. But when you look at a person who have a valid driver's license and he don't understand what a yield sign is, he doesn't understand that when you're going into a roundabout, who has the right of way? He doesn't understand to observe the speed limit. He doesn't understand nothing about the road code. And that person, as far as I'm concerned, should not be on the road. Some of these vehicles, especially minibus drivers, I'm not saying all, because there are always exclusion to every rule, but some of these drivers, they're driving fanatic. I've seen minibus drivers driving on the sidewalk, driving up the one-way street. I've seen all kind of careless recklessness on our streets. And if you look at the stats, practically every year, over 400 people have lost their lives. Can you imagine? Over 400 people have lost their lives every year on the road. We need to stop that. We need to wake up. A lot of people are asking me about Jabi. Well, there's no definitive action yet as to which date he's going to be buried. I think the families are still into that. I'm not too sure if the money was paid up at the Medical Association. As you know, $5.2 million is owed. And it is said, allegedly, that they will not release the death certificate until all that money is paid in full. That's as far as I know. In terms of Sister Jean Watt is still missing. Jasmine Dean is still missing. And we see from time to time that some of our young females are missing. There's one missing from Clarendon, one missing from Montego Bay, one missing from... Things are happening, and we need to step up. We need to speak to the police and have a high level of investigation carried out on our missing people. You understand where I'm coming from? So I'm not gonna... Delroy Jones was saying, I had a friend who failed for driver's license 3 times until he paid someone off. Can you imagine? He failed in 3 different attempts. I mean, he's not qualified to be on the road. He's not qualified to be on the road, and that is not one hustling that I personally accept. I mean, I don't look out upon a man how they make the money and so on and so forth. But come on, people's lives are in danger. When I look at the videos, some of them are too gross. I can't even show you these videos here. People thrown out, the windscreen of the van was busted up. The van was parked on the divider, half of the van going east and half of the van going west. And it makes you wonder, people were just thrown all over the place. 2 men and 2 women lost their life on the spot. And for what? You know, a lot of people are saying maybe my Joe Graham home or something like that. But I know someone told me, said, Big Stone, some of these minibus drivers, you know, they are allowed to make 2 trips per day, back and forth. But some of them want to double up and make 4 trips. Some want to even quadruple up. You know, how can you do that? I mean, come on. You only have X amount of time in a day. You know, do your regular road. Go back, forth, and then you try to, speed to get some passenger. And it's crazy. People are dying left and right out there. So Jamaica, Big Stone love you, and that's why I do this vlog. That's why I spend my time working assiduously. There's no news yet on Tracy and Ricketts, no, but there's a crowdfunding, Real Helping Hands crowdfunding for Tracy and Ricketts. It's obvious. We're asking people, please, all my fan base, even if you only have a $10, a $5, go to the Tracy and Ricketts Real Helping and crowdfunding platform and make your donation. She need the money. And there are other people on the platform that need the money as well. My friend Aisha Kamusa Menelik, his sister, right? I forgot what her first name is, but her last name is Matthews. Just go on the Real Helping Hand crowdfunding. I'm going to do another show just highlighting the needs of some of our citizens. I want to take time out and big up my friend Sean Prendergast. He's the president and founder of the Rudolph Prendergast Foundation. I want to take time out again and big up my friend Rudolph Wallace. He's also president and founder of Stream of Hope Foundation. I want to also take my time and big up the First Lady of Chicago, Lisa Diggs. Big up yourself, Lisa. We love you here in Jamaica. We can't wait for you to come and when we do the Patrick Duncan story, because we're building a little place for the 58-year-old man who can't speak or he can't hear you, and he has been sleeping in a car for 10 years. You know what I mean? So please, this is how we do it in Jamaica. This is how I do my little part. Oh, the Honorable Marcus Garvey taught me. That is what I do. I do the works of Mr. Garvey. Now I've been talking to you well over 40 minutes. I love you. I'm not going to stay with you all morning just to give you my thoughts, but I'm leaving you again with, of course, this song. Listen.
Up, ye mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. Those are the words from the great Marcus Messiah Garvey.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done. You are the prophet sent from God. You are the Moses with the rod. You are the man from Sentence Bay, come to lead our children from going astray.
They say you left us on the 10th of June. We know that's simply not true. The knowledge you have taught us remains in our hearts, and your glorious work must be taught. Oh, I've never seen anyone quite like you, Mr. Garvey. I've never seen anyone quite like you.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done.
Youths have gone astray while our mind is at play. Wake up from the long-lasting sleep. We must accomplish what we will. And remember, it's teaching still. Mr. Garvey lives on now and forever in our hearts and in our minds and our soul. Let's respect the man. Let's love the man. Let's honor the man. And our future will be secure.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher.
I have to stop this because one of my fans, Queen J, saying fire, 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 and she wants me to pull up this music. This is it.
Up, ye mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. Those are the words from the great Marcus Messiah Garvey.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done. You are the prophet sent from God. You are the Moses with the rod. You are the man from Sentence Bay, come to lead our children from going astray.
They say you left us on the 10th of June. We know that's simply not true. The knowledge you have taught us remain in our hearts, and your glorious work must be taught. Oh, I've never seen anyone quite like you, Mr. Garvey. I've never seen anyone quite like you.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done.
Youths have gone astray while our mind is at play. Wake up from the long-lasting sleep. We must accomplish what we will. And remember, it's teaching still. Mr. Garvey lives on now and forever in our hearts and in our minds and our soul. Let's respect the man. Let's love the man. Let's honor the man. And our future will be secure.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one. Marcus Garvey, you have changed me and direct me of the works that must be done. You are the prophet sent from God. You are the Moses with the rod. You are the man from Sentence Bay, come to lead our children from going astray.
They say you left us on the 10th of June. We know that's simply not true. The knowledge you have taught us remain in our hearts, and your glorious work must be taught. Oh, I've never seen anyone quite like you, Mr. Garvey. I've never seen anyone quite like you.
Marcus Garvey, you're my teacher. Marcus Garvey, yes, you are the one.
Yeah. What a morning. What a morning. I just want to read again what my friend Sabora Coppin says. He says, government have an obligation to Jabi to ensure disembarrassment to a national hero. And I agree with you. Gretel Richards says, grand rising, manners and respect to all those who are awakened and conscious melanated Jamaicans from Canada. Delroy Jones was saying, can't Jabi children just pay the cost and fight later? Mr. Sinclair. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, and also Sabora Coppin said, you look like Garvey reincarnated. Thank you so much. Because I was born in the parish of St. Anne. I was born July 3rd, 1957. The Honorable Marcus Garvey was born August 17, 1887. And if you go back and look at the date, that day is a Wednesday. So I share the birthday of the Right Honorable Marcus Garvey. He was born on a Wednesday, so was I. I believe in his teachings so much because when you look at the greats of the greats, you know, the Malcolm X, the Martin Luther King, the Nat Turner, the Kwame Ture, the Patrice Lumumba, the Steve Bantobiko, the Nelson Mandela, All these greats, all these greats respect and honor the teaching of Mr. Garvey, and yet still we here in Jamaica do not have yet in our school, the Honorable Marcus Garvey being taught to our children. So from time to time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be coming to you in the morning, giving you my thoughts on how I feel about certain things that was exposed in the news. And I want to say I love you, and that's why I'm doing this. I love each and every one of you. I love coming on my live, and I love corresponding and talking with you and read some of your comments. Like Patrick, big up yourself. He's saying big tune. Give thanks for that. We really appreciate that comment from you. And I just want to know that just reach out to your Jamaicans, even if you're abroad, even if you're overseas, look back to Jamaica, help Jamaica. And as you know, I've been doing a lot of work with little or no money. So if you all want to make a contribution, you can go to Big Stone PayPal. Yeah, I'm going to leave the link at the end of this, at the bottom in the description, and you can make a donation. That will help with my gas, that will help me to move from point A to point B. That will help me to help our fellow Jamaicans and put food on their table. Recently, there was a lady by the name of Eva, and she remembered Junior Biles, and she sent $35,000. I know all of you don't have that kind of money, but $5 or $10 a year, that can go a far, far way. Sabora Coppin said, for your work, a national award is due in the future. Keep up the good work, Big Stone. Thank you so much. But as I work for my people, I used to live in the United States of America, and I lived there for almost 30 years. And I saw firsthand how Black people were treated in America. Not all Black people, because we have the bourgeois and so on. But I saw just how young Black men were treated. Most of them were arrested, incarcerated. And I said to myself, I don't want to be arrested. I don't want to be incarcerated. I don't want to go to prison. And one day I was driving my car down Flatbush Avenue. I was living in Brooklyn. And they were using this. They were remembering John F. Kennedy. I think it was Gil Noble, like it is. And they played a speech that John F. Kennedy said when he was being inaugurated as the youngest president of the United States of America. And he said, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. And it was then and there that I realized that, hey, my purpose, my passion is to come back to Jamaica, give up this great land of opportunities. Don't get me wrong. That is the United States of America. I have no disrespect for that country. I love that country, but I love my Jamaica more. And I said, if I'm going to work assiduously for my people, I want to come back to Jamaica, and I want to work assiduously and to help my Jamaican people. Because sometimes it doesn't take money for you to help someone. Sometimes just a kind word of, how you doing today? What is your day like? That is bigger than any money or any food you can give to anyone, when you can actually reach out and ask them, how are you doing today? So today I just want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by. It's been a great almost 1 hour talking to you, explaining to you my feelings about how some of us are being treated here in Jamaica. And we wish, all the best, for our fellow Jamaican. We also must remember that there was a volcanic eruption in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Luckily, nobody lost their lives as far as the news is concerned. I've not heard that. But I want you to send your stuff, send your money. A few dollars here, a few dollars there to the charity will go a far way. Remember, they are our neighbors. They are our neighbors, and they need our help at this time. So St. Vincent and Grenadines, the threat is not over yet. There's still ash falling from the sky. They need water, they need toiletries, they need food, they need sanitary sanitation, whatever you can send. pack a barrel. These people need you, and they need you more so than ever. You know, recently they gave me an award for the Ambassador for Peace. And the motto of that award is living for the sake of others. So if we can live for the sake of other people, if we can just give a little, not much, just a little, you can help your fellow Jamaican or wherever you're from, Trinidad, I don't care, the UK, Canada, you can help your friends to move forward. Love your neighbor as thyself. And Delroy Jones says, and Dr. Martin says, being in Jamaica was the first time he feels free. Wow, what a way to end that program. Thank you so much, Delroy Jones, for that. Martin Luther King says, being in Jamaica was the first time he felt he was free. Remember, Jamaica is our country. Let us protect our citizens. Let's love our citizens. Let's honor our citizens. And let's stop this wanton killing of our citizens. I love you all. Thank you all for watching. Please have a great day and enjoy the rest of your day. And think about someone else. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you.